This episode is sponsored by RainBets.
What's up, everyone? On today's episode, we have Daniel Morales, owner of Elevate Fitness in London, Ontario. He's a bilingual trainer, fascia stretch practitioner, and transformation expert who's worked with everyone from athletes to retirees. Daniel's passion is helping out people and making sure that they feel good, strong, and are able to move with confidence. Daniel, brother, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
And honestly, thanks so much for that stretch, yo. I feel like a brand new human.
My arms, after 2 surgeries, both sides, like I feel like a new man.
Perfect. That's the goal.
But yeah, yo, bro, I want to start off with just tell us how you even got into this. Like, why, stretch?
So it all started because originally I wanted to be a physiotherapist, but that path didn't work out for me. And then when I was working at Good Life as a personal trainer over there was one day where I was feeling some knots in my shoulder. So I had asked my manager, is there anything you know that you can do for this? And then using some of her training, she doesn't quite have the fascial stretching that I have, but she has something similar. She did some stuff for it, and I was saying, wow, this feels really good. And she was saying, oh, yeah, you should look into some fascia stretching. There was a trainer that used to work here. He just pretty much went from personal training to full fascial stretching. And then his business just grew a lot. And then once I started to look into it, I really liked it because it focuses a lot on almost on the manual therapy type of it or manual stretching. And that's something I really like, being hands-on with clients and being able to pretty much do the work for them and just make their life easier. Mm-hmm. And then from there just kind of became something that I really fell in love with.
No, it's awesome. Do you know how many hours and courses you've kind of put in at this point with
So for the fascial stretching, I've done 2 different levels. So each level, it'll be a week. So it'll be Monday to Friday, and every day is about 8:30 to 5:30 in the a.m. to p.m. So I've done 2 weeks of just almost like 40 hours or so every single course. And then the goal is next year to get my level 3 in Arizona, and then eventually get my level 4. And then I think they, through the Stretch to Win Institute, which is where I do all the courses, there's some smaller courses that I can take as well. I believe one of them is to just teach you or give you tips and instructions on how to do group stretch classes as well. So that's another one that I'm interested in, but I haven't locked into that one yet because I already have some experience with that, with some mobility exercises that I know, and I know how to cater it to group classes already. But I definitely want to sign up for that just to see what else, what more I can learn from it.
Yeah. Okay. And how many levels is fourth? Is there only 4 levels?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before there used to be 3, but 3 was kind of split into A or B, and now they just decided to just completely split it up. The 4th, from what I remember, is more related to athletes and more sports based. So that's why eventually I want to get that one, because one of my clients, he's elite level athlete. So I want to see how I can pretty much get better as a trainer for him and possibly for his teammates as well.
Yeah. So basically the higher level you get, the more intense that person uses their body. Is that kind of a way of looking at it?
Not too much. It's more just smaller specific skills that can make a bigger difference. But usually, from what I've been told with some of the instructors and some other participants in these courses, once you hit your level 2, you can make a really good career from that. Moving past level 2, you're going to get into just smaller fine details that can still make a big difference in someone. But just with level 1 and 2, you have a lot of tools in your locker to be able to impact lots of people's bodies in a positive way.
Yeah.
So with these, it's just kind of escalating a little bit more, just getting those tiny little things that will make a bigger difference.
And what's the cost to actually get into courses?
They are about 2,400.
Okay.
Yeah. But for me, it's definitely been one of the most reasonable price courses that I've done.
Yeah.
Because both times that I've done it, there's been about 35 to 36 participants. There's about 6 to 7 instructors. We practice on each other a lot. We have lots of small group times. Even within those small groups, we'll have an instructor. He'll guide us through everything that we had just seen the instructors do, and then we practice on our partner, and then he'll come to the table or she, and we'll do the same movement on the person on the table, and we'll ask that person, okay, did what I just do on you, was that the same feeling that you got when Daniel tried it? And then if they say no, then they give me feedback, and then the instructor will tell me, okay, Daniel, try doing that based off what they told you, and then practice on the instructor before we even move on to the next sequence. So it's a lot of hands-on, lots of free time. Some on certain days they'll try to show up much earlier. That way, if you have lots of questions, because usually the first 2 days you're just learning so much stuff that there's times you just want to quit because it's overwhelming. That's why they'll open the doors really early. Make sure you can show up and just either practice with them, or just pick their brains, because some of them are personal trainers, others are massage therapists, others are osteopaths. So since they practice in different fields as well, they come at it from a different perspective. And then, yeah, it's just very, very well organized. The cool thing as well is that one of the instructors from Canada, he moved to Mexico, so there is a level 2 that I know you can do in Mexico, that I almost did it last year, because when they're promoting it, you just see in the background, it's in a resort to start off with, and then in the promotion video, you see the trees in the background, you see the beach, the sand, and everything. I was like, wow, that looks amazing.
Of course.
But that one obviously is a little bit more expensive. So I was like, you know what, like I'm just gonna stick to the Burlington one, save a little bit of money, and then for level 3, I'll go to Arizona, and that's when I'll do my travel course aboard and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of like our listeners are wondering, like, is there any prerequisites that you need to like be a fascia stretch practitioner?
Not too much. So they do recommend that you read these certain books that you can find on Amazon, because that way you're kind of already learning more about the fascia, what it is, the different pathways, also certain movements that you're going to be practicing. So you're kind of just prepping yourself a little bit for what you're about to face, and that way you're more prepared. But it's nothing along the lines of, oh, you need to be practicing this career, or you need this form of education, or X amount of years of experience. Nothing like that. It's more like, try reading these books. I think they, if I remember correctly, I think they also give you certain modules to do ahead of time, and that's how they will prepare you for the course. That way you're going in there with some idea of what you're going to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, if it seems like you got into this because a personal injury and you wanted to resolve like that within yourself, but like now hopping into the business world, how's that transition? Because now you're an entrepreneur, you're self-employed, right? Is that like, did they teach you anything about that, or is that kind of in your own?
At the course, they taught us a little bit about it, just because since there's people from different fields of practice, so you have the massage therapist, the chiropractor, the physios, the athletic therapists, personal trainers, and every year somehow there's always been a nurse. So they would kind of tell us, okay, guys, for this group of people, you guys, under your licenses, you're allowed to do this. So for some people, for massage therapists, they're allowed to do memberships. For chiropractors and physiotherapists, they don't really qualify for that. For personal trainers, since we're not under a regulated profession, we have full reign. The only issue for us is that since we're not a regular profession, most benefit packages don't cover us.
True.
Right? So then that kind of bites us in the butt. There are certain benefit packages that will cover us if your benefit package includes, it's called either a health savings account or wellness savings account. So in those scenarios, we're covered, and then the client can get their sessions covered. So with me, if I want to do membership option, or if I want to do package option, I have the full range. But it's not like, okay, this is how you sell it, period. It's okay, these are options that can work for you, and also know where you're selling, right? If you're selling somewhere in Toronto, you might be able to charge a little bit more than selling in a small town where there's just not that many people.
Yeah.
Right. So they'll give you advice, and then they encourage you to ask as many questions as possible on everything you want to know about that. That way you're just better prepared for when you're going out into the real world.
Yeah.
What have you found has been like maybe the biggest obstacle with like even starting the business of this and like kind of working within it?
Two things. One is the lack of knowledge of what is fascial stretching, because not many people know what it's about. Not many people know what the fascia is. So when I tell people, I pretty much have you lay down on my massage table, and I'm going to have your legs be strapped down to the table, or one of your legs, and then I'm going to be moving your body around. they sometimes get a little bit concerned or kind of creeped out because they're like, sounds kind of weird. um, or the other thing is, um, the since benefits don't cover me, usually that's another concern because people say they ask me first, or oh, since you do this, it's like massage, right? I was like, a little bit. Like there are some stuff that are similar movements to massage, and then they ask me, oh, well, will my benefits cover this? And then I tell them, well, depends on what your benefits give you. Those have usually been the two obstacles, and that's pretty much the only two that I've faced so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then why call it Elevate Fitness? What was the inspiration behind the logo, the brand? Like, tell us about that.
So the inspiration behind the name is two things. One, because it's close to my faith, because I just wanted to like represent something of my faith, of me being a Christian man. And then two, um, pretty much if you're getting personal training from me or if you're benefiting from the stretching, it's going to elevate either your game or your health or anything along whatever we're working on. It can be elevating your flexibility, your range of motion, anything. So that's why I was like, okay, it has to be something that is personal to me, but also in a way benefits the client or and impacts it. And I try to keep it honest to them as well. So I was like, you know what, yeah, Elevate Fitness. So I just went with it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's sick. That's sick.
and it's sick to see like your the progression of your branding. Because I remember when you first started posting online, like,
Yeah.
and you have like an office in your home or
Yeah,
somewhere?
it's a home gym.
Yeah.
And I think it was last year that I had some renos done. So I got new gym flooring. I had bought more equipment. I switched around the layout. There's a wall that's painted where it's the blue and then the logo on it and everything. And then not too long ago, oh yeah, in December of last year, I hired one of my friends to pretty much take care of all my social media. So then that's when my social media just now all of a sudden looks a bit more professional, and just looks better from an aesthetic point of view. So her and I will meet up like every 2 weeks, and then we'll just go over lots of different things. Like, okay, what are we gonna post this week and the next 2 weeks? What promos do we want to kind of focus on maybe in the next month? What events are coming up anytime soon? That way we can just be prepared for everything. And yeah, she's definitely been a huge help, and she's made my life easier because before sometimes I would be focusing on all that as well. I'm like, damn, like I'm not that creative. I like the idea of like trying to do all this stuff, but I don't even know where to start off from,
Yeah.
right? And her with her experience in the marketing and graphic designing, for her it's been really cool because I tell her the vision and then she makes it a reality. So then I just tell her, okay, I want this and this and this done, and she's like, okay. And then most of the time she'll just get it done on the first try. Other times I can tell her, you know what, let's try adding this or let's try switching this around. And she's very humble, and so she always say, okay, sure, let's do it. It's your vision, let's make it happen. So she's been very, very helpful with that. Um, and now that like I've been trying to get involved in more events throughout London or just in different circles, like it's been really cool just to kind of see um, people from different parts of the city just kind of slowly start to recognize the what I do, especially with the stretching. Because I think the thing that has helped me out a lot is the fact that I also offer my services for stretching to go to people's houses. So when people see that, all of a sudden they say, "Oh wow, this is very beneficial." Because now I don't have to worry about either going to the other side of the city or, oh, I don't have a babysitter for my kids. I can just have them come here, and then business is taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing like I respect about you a lot too is like I see that you're networking, you're going to events, like you're
Yeah.
making different connections. Like you were stretching people at a golf tournament, right?
Yeah.
So it's like yeah, can you touch on like just like how that has amplified your business or
Massive. So, for example, with F45, I also work there. When I got hired there, there's a lot of members that kind of knew what I did, but never got that stretching before. So I could tell them all about it, but it was when the current owners, Megan and Amy, when they took over that, they were having a re-grand opening. They said, Daniel, bring your table, offer stretching for the members. I said, sure, why not? So I did it for free, and I told every member, okay, what pick either upper or lower, because I can't do a full session on everyone. Like, I'll make it quick. And then all of a sudden, that's when people were saying, "Oh wow, this is what it feels like. Oh my gosh, I feel so much better," especially after they just finished an intense workout. And then from there, a lot of the members said, "You know what? Sign me up for another package, or sign me up for a few sessions, and sign me up for this and this and this." Now I've done the golf tournaments. I've done certain events where there's runs. So before the runs, I'll offer stretching for runners. That way they can be a little bit more mobile and loose for their run, and then they feel great. And then afterwards, I'm still there. Some of them, they'll ask me, "Can we get a quick stretch before I leave?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So even right now, I stretch the owners of the run parlor, and one of them, she was telling me, "Oh, like next week we have an event. Come, bring your table and offer some of your stretching to our runners. Even show them what you can do with like foam rollers, lacrosse balls, and stuff like that." I said, "Sure, why not?" So
Yeah.
it's been really cool just to kind of see all these connections that I've been making, and seeing where it's taking me. Because I've a lot of this is nothing of what I really wanted to do in life,
Yeah.
but it was just from not being able to succeed as in the path of being a physiotherapist that I said, all right, let's just see what's a career that's going to get me moving and active. And from there, I just kind of been making the most out of every opportunity.
Do you think you kind of found your spot with this stuff too? Like, do you really, really like actually feel passionate about it?
Oh yeah, I love it. I have a lot of fun with it because of all the people that I meet and all the conversations that I have. And also just because whether it's through personal training or the fascial stretching, I've been able to meet a whole bunch of different people, different ages, different beliefs, and just talk about either nonsense or very important things. Last year, I had a client that I had met him at the London Bridal Exposition show because I had signed up my business to be one of the vendors.
Yep.
And he wanted me to help him lose weight for his wedding. And me being a Christian man, him being a Muslim man, it was really cool because sometimes during our training sessions, we would just talk about faith and we would find the similarities in our faith. And sometimes he would tell me, "Oh yeah, in the Quran, there's a story about, I think he was saying about Mary and Joseph and like everything that happened." I was like, "Yeah, in the Bible, we have that as well."
Yeah.
So it was really funny because he would be telling me like, "Oh, it's like this gossip that we know." I was like, "Oh yeah, I know about that one as well, man. I got you." So it was really cool for me because I was saying, "Cool, like this is awesome." Like, because society almost kind of wants us to kind of be against each other, but we're just sharing. We're just having a good time. I'm helping you reach your goal, and I'm getting to know you as a human. So it's been really cool just getting to know people, and also with some of these people I've gone very close to, and I wouldn't really I wouldn't had expected that in the past, where like some clients of mine are decades older than me, and they're inviting me to their birthdays, they're introducing me to their families and all that stuff, and they're comfortable with me just going into their houses and just being in their personal space. So for me, it's been an awesome experience just making all of these connections and seeing how grateful they are as well. So that just tells me, okay, I'm doing something good, so keep at it. Yeah.
I know you were saying that you've been super busy, especially lately, and that you're like thinking of possibly introducing like an online course. Like, do you want to kind of touch on that? And
Yeah. So pretty much with all the personal training and all the fascial stretching, and the coaching that I do at F45, there's certain days where I'm maxing out how much I can do in terms of in-person service. So the next phase of Elevate Fitness is trying to launch like an online coaching platform where let's say one of you guys are interested and reach out to me and say, okay, um, I want to gain X amount of pounds of muscle because of this reason, and I want to try to accomplish it by this day in the future. Uh, from that point, now that I know your goals, we can start creating the workout program, and then I'll give you the workout program through this one app that I use, and then I can see on my end if you're actually doing your workouts, because you can input the weight, the repetitions, you can add any comments in there. So, and then the idea would be either weekly or bi-weekly, I would have a check-in with you just to kind of see how everything is going, right? Because let's say I'm giving you a certain exercise and you say, "You know what, Daniel, I'm not too sure about this one, since you've had certain shoulder injuries in the past. This one's kind of making me a little bit uncomfortable." Or simple as, "You know what, I'm feeling a little bit of pain with this. is there something you recommend? And it can be simple as, okay, send me a video of you doing this exercise and I can dissect it and I can see if maybe the form is off, or maybe simple little tweak and then all of a sudden the pain is gone, right?
Yeah.
So just offering those weekly or bi-weekly check-ins. That way it's another service that I could offer to people to help them on their health journey throughout life. And then in that way, since it's not too much of my time in person, it just gives me another platform to be able to help others and just kind of see the business grow and help more people. Yeah.
Where do you see the business in, let's say, a few years?
In a few years, let's see. I think in a few years, I want to say this online platform that I'm really thinking of, it's going to get pretty popular, because the thing with this one is it gives me full range on wherever I want to push it. If I want to push it here, I can. If I want to push it in Toronto, East Coast, West Coast, different nations, I can. So the goal will definitely be to continue with the personal training, continue with the fascial stretching, and then have the online platform, maybe hire other coaches for the online platform. I know one of my friends from F45, she had spoken to me about possibly contracting some massage therapists and, also able to like hire them contracted through Elevate to offer almost like massage therapy like on a mobile platform as well, similar to what I do with my fascial stretching. So that was something that I've been thinking about when she gave me that piece of advice. I just have to kind of figure out how to make all these goals a reality.
Have you ever heard of school.com?
No.
Because it's like, Alex Hermosi. He's like the guy with the big beard, gym guy with the nose strip on online, like just a business guy.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I will put a picture up here somewhere.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
anyways, like he has a website, school.com, and it's like you build these small niche communities. You give them so much value. Like maybe you give them like free videos of stretching and stuff like that, and then some of them, if they convert into monthly reoccurring customers, then they get access to like one-on-one time with you and maybe your programs and stuff like that. But the value is in that free community first, right? So that's something that you should definitely look into, bro. I think it would work perfect in your
100%.
situation.
Yeah,
right?
I like that.
Yeah.
Could you see yourself being like a fascial instructor, like actually teaching people how to do it? Is that like a goal?
I've possibly, because I know, I definitely like it a lot, and I know with the Stretch to Win Institute, there are times where they're looking for other instructors. So yeah, maybe, because I know I want to get through all 4 courses first before I even consider teaching.
Yeah.
Unless if you're an instructor, they give you discounts to take the other courses, then I
Yeah,
might as well leverage it like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's always a possibility, because it is definitely something that I've seen success in my life with, and I've seen growth with all that, and I could definitely see how I'd be able to teach others as well with that. Yeah.
Being like an athlete, a personal trainer, and also like stretch fascia practitioner, how in tune are you with your body?
Pretty in tune. The thing that has helped me out the most is suffering all the injuries that I've gone through, because I've had a partially torn left hamstring, partially torn ACL, a couple injuries in my ankle. So all of that has really helped me, because with the ACL, when I tore it, my leg was kind of stuck in a bent position, and then after the surgery, it was stuck in a straight position. So after both the injury and then the surgery, I had to relearn how to walk, because this leg was it was kind of useless for a certain point. So for me, that has really helped me out a lot. Just be able to kind of know when something is off in my body, or just really listen to when I need to rest as well. Because now that I'm training for High Rocks, before I wasn't really much of a runner. Most of my running I would get when we would play soccer, and that was it.
Yeah.
But now I hired one of my coworkers from F45 to be my running coach, because he has way more running experience in programming than I do. And he has a running program for me, and I've been running more and more and more, to a point where when I don't run, I actually start to miss it, which for me is a crazy feeling, because I never thought that would happen. But recently I've started to realize, okay, I've been having some pain over here. And at one point I was ignoring it because it would kind of come and go, come and go. But now that I'm getting closer to competition, I said, okay, let's do some research on it. And just based off some research that I was doing, there's a good chance it might be shin splints.
True.
So, okay, right now my next step is do a bit more research on it before I go to physio or osteo, and just try to rest and take into consideration what I've been given in terms of feedback from other people that I've spoken to, and just be smart with it. That way I don't have any steps in the wrong direction before the competition. And then even with all the injuries, it's also helped me connect to my clients and my stretching clients as well, just to know sometimes their fears of, I want to try to do this exercise, or I want to try to do this activity or this sport, but is it going to benefit me or not? Because I remember from the first injury, the major injury that I had was a partial torn hamstring. Something as simple as going to the gym, I was saying, oh crap, like, is deadlifts going to actually benefit me, or is it going to hurt me? Are leg curls going to do the same thing, and all this other stuff? And just being in that space where all of a sudden you're doubting your abilities and kind of letting fear take control of you and not allowing you to progress. That's where overcoming that has really helped me be able to connect with other people, because I've kind of been able to be in their shoes. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy because like I feel like a lot of people like ignore those small little problems, or like they, like you said,
Yeah.
like they're scared of working out, like whether it be because people are looking at them work out, or whether it be like whatever your reason is, but like how important it is, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
your mobility, like you want to be older and walk and not feel pain, and it all starts
100.
now when you're young.
Yeah.
Right.
Because even too, you see like the older like our seniors and everything like that, right? There's the biggest difference is like you'll see one at 80 that can be fully like walking around and like actually dancing, picking up like their grandkids, everything like that. And then you have the other side of it where it's like they really can't move. They're just in a wheelchair. They're very sedentary. So I definitely see it's something that you have to kind of prioritize really early on.
Oh yeah, definitely. The earlier you can get started with movement, the better.
Yeah.
Because usually some people, they kind of get a little bit scared of it, or kind of turned off by it, because they think healthy is for a man to have big arms, big chest, have low body fat, shredded abs, and all that stuff. That's not necessarily unhealthy. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good if that's what you want. But there's also another range where you can still have a certain amount of body fat and you fall under a healthy category.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of letting go of the whole Hollywood superhero look, and saying, yeah, just have some muscle mass, good. Try to eat decent. Try to eat healthy. Healthy doesn't mean you have to be eating your vegetables, your lean food 24/7. If you want to go enjoy some pizza or some fried food a couple of times a week, sure, why not? Nothing wrong with it. I remember this one coach that I used to work with at Good Life. He now has his own business. I had to learn from him that try following an 80-20 rule, where 80% of the time you're eating healthy and the other 20%, have fun, enjoy life.
Yeah.
Right? Like I had a client that one time, she came back from Niagara Falls and she was telling me, Daniel, I have something to confess. I was like, okay. She's like, you're going to be very upset with me. At this point, I was like, did she murder someone? Like, what did she do? Like, what? And she's like, I had pizza. I was like, okay. All right.
Well, kind of,
Like,
yeah.
what kind of pizza? And then I forget what she told me. I'm like, how much did you have? She's like, I had 2 slices. I was like, that's it?
Yeah,
That's what you're stressing about? Girl,
Yeah.
I would have had the whole box.
Yeah,
There's no need to
100%.
stress about that. So it's times like that where, yeah, enjoy life, but also make sure you focus on moving as much as you can and doing your best to eat, like try to eat as lean as possible throughout, as often as possible. And probably the other part that is most important that many people don't value is your sleep and your recovery. That is huge. If you're not giving yourself enough time to recover from either work or working out or anything like that, you're not really allowing that much progress in your health. And then long term, that's also going to bite you in the ass. So it's making sure that you just start off with something as simple as whether it's walking or jogging or lifting a few weights, where it's, really elevating your heart rate. And then after some time, maybe after 10 to 12 weeks, ask yourself, okay, what can I change in my routine to make it a little bit more challenging? It doesn't have to be to the point where I'm completely flatlining and going 100%, but maybe 70% to 80% of my max, right? Do I add another day of exercise? Do I increase the intensity throughout my 3 or 2 times per week or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's just start off simple. Just do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I like what you said about like it's not about how you look. Like that doesn't mean you're necessarily healthy. Like a lot of it is your cardiovascular health.
Yeah.
Like, just your heart. How's your heart functioning? You don't see that when you see someone, right? But like someone who's like, let's say a little bit bigger could have the way healthier heart than someone who's like shredded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's important as well.
So that's actually why I'm even in this industry, because I have high cholesterol due to genetic side of my family. So I'm named after my uncle that died at 28 years old, the year before I was born, because of his cholesterol. He had a heart attack. So I knew from an early young age that I had high cholesterol, and I knew from that moment I can't have a desk job because that can be very very tricky for my health long term. So that's why I said, okay, I need to have some sort of job where it pushes me to be active. And then that's why I chose the personal training, the fascial stretching. And then even with the group class coaching at F45, it's been a blessing to me because I've been able to find a community that also we push each other and we motivate each other to better ourselves physically. Because now that I'm not involved in sports that much just because of my schedule, they've become very, very inspiring to me. Whether it's like the person that got started 2 months ago and also all of a sudden seeing some progress, or whether it's one of our members who's 50 years old, but he's a beast, right? So it's also just trying to surround yourself in the right communities. And because sometimes what we feed ourselves with, what we see and hear, and who we surround ourselves is far more important than what we're actually physically feeding ourselves with, because that environment around you is going to be huge.
100%.
Facts, bro. And yeah, I want to ask you one last question here before we wrap up. Do you think the little kid version of you would be proud of the man you are today?
I would think so. Because this past 6 to 8 months, I've noticed there's days where like I'm really pushing myself and working my ass off to the point where I'm like, damn, why am I working so hard? I don't really like to work that hard. Like,
100%.
but I feel like, hey, I got to, like I'm seeing the progress. I'm seeing all the all the fruit reap from like all the seeds that I had planted. And just seeing everything kind of grow and grow and grow, I'm saying, wow, you know what? This is cool. Now I understand the hard work, and now I understand why many people say those first few years of owning your business are the toughest, because you just gotta hustle and hustle, and then as you're patient and as long as you're doing everything from like it's rooted from a right place in your heart, you're gonna see it flourish in the right way. It's been really cool to see that, because there's days where it's been either working with a lot of clients that I remind myself, okay, I still have to go work out. Even if it's not the workout that I had in mind, I at least try to do something to move and feed your body in a healthy way. Or other times in my schedule, I'll be like, damn, I've scheduled too many people in a row. I could tell them, like, you know what, let's reschedule for a different day, because I have the freedom to do whatever I want with my schedule. I was like, no, you know what, honor your clients, respect them, show them value, and then, you screwed up, bite the bullet.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I just learned like that. So I think the younger person would definitely be happier. They would be surprised that this is what we're doing, but they'd be happier.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. But yeah, no, we're basically like almost time to wrap up. Is there anything that you want to get off your chest or let the community know?
Yeah, promote anything like that.
I would say in terms of promoting, right now I have a sale going on for fascial stretching, and it's pretty much by 15 sessions for the price of 10. So that comes out to $750 flat. That's taxes included. You can share those sessions with whoever you want. So whether you want to share them with friends, family, whoever you want, that's your decision. And also keep in mind, I'm willing to drive to people's houses. It just comes down to scheduling. As long as we can fit it into each other's schedule and make sure it makes sense, I'm willing to do that. And other than that, like if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to reach out. I'm always willing to answer anything, or if you have any tips, I'm more than glad to hear everyone's opinion. Because I'm glad to hear what people have to say and see how I can grow as a businessman and as an entrepreneur. Yeah.
No, it's awesome, man.
Cool. But no, honestly, Daniel, thank you so much for coming on, bro. Like, it was important for us to have you on because, like, what you're doing is very unique in the city. You know what I mean? So we definitely wanted to highlight that.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, man. Thank you for your time and like, especially the stretches. That was amazing. You guys will get to see that a little bit of an insight how it is, how he kind of maneuvers us, and yeah.
And my advice would be at least give it a shot. You know what I mean? Like, I've never got stretched like that, but like my legs feel super loose, super good. You know what I mean? Like in a great way. So make sure you give Elevate Fitness a follow, Daniel a follow, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe as well. And we'll see you guys next time.
Perfect.
Peace.